So the reason this topic came up, guys, is we have a Mama Bears Everywhere community. And in the community, one of the Mama Bears asked for some help. Okay, so this is a shout out to Journey Mixon. Hey there, Mama Bears. Welcome to my little corner of the world. As a proud mama of two, I wanted to share my journey and experiences with fellow Mama Bears just like you. Motherhood is a beautiful yet challenging adventure, and I'm here to share some support, offer encouragement, and share some helpful tips to make your parenting journey just a little smoother. Join me on this incredible roller coaster we call parenthood, where we'll navigate the ups and downs together. I believe that with a positive mindset and support from one another, we can make this journey even more meaningful and enjoyable. Life becomes even more amazing when we have people by our side, and in this space, we can connect, share stories, and grow as mothers. So let's embark on this incredible journey together. I'm excited to hear your story and be part of your motherhood experience. You can count on me to provide guidance, inspiration, and motivation for whenever you need it. Hey there, Mama Bears. Welcome back to another episode of the Mama Bears Everywhere podcast. This is a place where we embrace the beautiful chaos of motherhood. And I'm your host, Anne Marie. So, ladies, today we are actually going to be talking about how to navigate the weaning journey. So, if you are a mama who has been breastfeeding and you can feel that the tug of the transition is like making its headway, it is now time to start grasping like that mental state that you have to be in order to wean with love and support. And I'm here to offer some practical tips for you and your little one so it's a little bit smoother. So the reason this topic came up, guys, is we have a Mama Bears Everywhere community. And in the community, one of the Mama Bears asked for some help. Okay, so this is a shout out to Journey Mixon. And she was asking for some help to help wean her daughter. So this is the entry that she asked. Y'all, I really need help. I've been breastfeeding my daughter for almost 16 months now. My heart isn't ready to take it away from her, but I'm really starting to get mentally and physically drained from it more than ever. She depends on it for nap time and bedtime, which will be the hardest part to adapt and weaning her. And it's more a comfort thing than actually needing it because she's perfectly fine when I'm not around. But as soon as I walk through the door, she goes straight for my boobs. Trust me, Mama, I've been there. Oh my gosh. I try to offer other things, but she doesn't go for it. I tell her that they are broken, and she literally throws a fit. I'm tired of letting other people put her down to sleep, but that hasn't worked really. Oh, she said, I've tried letting other people put her down to sleep, and that hasn't worked either. And so she is clueless on what to do next. All right, Mama Bears, let's dive into this topic because I'm sure that other Mama Bears out there are in the same exact position. And I've definitely been in that position. And honestly, guys, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of my story. I have two boys, and my oldest one had to go through the transition while I was pregnant with my second one. And that was not easy by any means. And then my youngest one, he is already 3.5, and we are still going through the weaning process. Yes, I am still breastfeeding as he is 3.5 years old. So first off, ladies, I want you to take a second to recognize how beautiful your journey has been this far. And I want you to enter this transitional period and this season with the utmost gratitude. And just remember that you have been working so hard for you and your baby, and it is such a beautiful experience. and just sit in that moment of full gratitude, because there are some mama bears out there who have not made it to the point that you're at. They have definitely not had the experiences that you had. And unfortunately, some mama bears out there cannot produce mama milky, and, have had to navigate that in a whole other way, because one, they might not have been producing, or two, their baby had allergies and had to utilize formula or supplement. So I want to shout out to those beautiful women, because sometimes it's not that they didn't want to nurse their babies, it's just that they couldn't. So taking a moment for them, to recognize them and just say, you are an incredible mama so far, and you still provided everything that your baby has needed. Okay, mamas, let's jump into this navigating the ups and downs and this crazy transition. And I'm sure you are definitely going through an emotional, physical, and emotional roller coaster trying to get through this season, and you are going to make it through. So let's start with a little bit of a gentle approach, okay? Sometimes it's not good for you to just go cold turkey when weaning between you and your baby. It is a little bit easier to start weaning gradually. This can help with engorged breast on your side, and less resistance that come from your little, right? Those tantrums, the hysteria, the emotional roller coaster. And a lot of times, guys, yeah, it is comfort. Like, you are their safe space, right? You make them feel loved, you make them feel safe, you make them feel secure. So gradually weaning is maybe an easier approach. And I know it's going to take a little bit on your part, and I know you're still going to feel mentally overwhelmed, but if you start doing things a little at a time, you know that you are on the road to success, and you will eventually get there to the other side, okay? And guys, literally, I know on my side, trying to cut cold turkey on my side even gave me an emotional roller coaster, because my hormones were trying to adjust so much that my body started freaking out. So it's not only good for you, but it's good for them too. Let's go into a couple different steps. Okay. So if your baby is under the 1 year mark, okay, I want to start there, because many mamas are in different chapters in different seasons. So I want to make sure that we touch base on both sides. So if baby is under a year and you are trying to wean off of mama milking, the number one key is to substitute, right? And this could be moving baby to eating more hearty meals, right? Incorporating things where they're going to feel fuller, or you can supplement with like milk or formula, just depending on diet and preference and things like that. My In my experience with my oldest child, I ended up pumping milk and having my husband feed him from a bottle. And this helped quite a bit, because one, like at that time, my breasts were producing a lot of milk, a lot of milk. And it was so painful for him to not nurse and for me to get the milk out. And I wanted to avoid getting clogged ducts and getting mastitis. I had mastitis when he was about a month old, because um, I was just producing so much and I just could not get the milk out fast enough. So I want you to be able to avoid that, because it is extremely painful going through clogged ducts and mastitis, right? And we just want to completely avoid that. So pumping, having somebody else feed the baby, um, or putting things, in cuppies, right? If you are able to get baby onto a bottle, or a soft top, like sippy cup, that suckling on those types of tops is going to be a little bit easier for baby to transition at that time, because it's still going to bring them a level of comfort, right? Babies like to suckle. And so still having that sensation for them is going to be able to give them a little bit more of a level of comfort when you're transitioning. And then, providing different sippies and things like that during the day for them to start transitioning from a bottle to a cuppy later is very helpful. So I like to introduce the two and being able to have those options and just start testing them little by little, right? And so this could be, say, um, at snack times, lunch times, offering the sippy cup with a soft top or something that gives them a little bit more comfort. And then when it comes to nap times, right? I always say to try and like pick one time that you were nursing and cut off that one thing first, right? And so what I did when I was transitioning is I stopped nursing first thing in the morning when baby woke up from bedtime. I stopped nursing first thing in the morning, and I offered them water. Let's go get breakfast. Let's go make mama coffee, right? And got them excited for what was to come during the day. And I would take my youngest son and I'd be like, all right, time to go help mama make the coffee. Let's make the coffee. And I would literally let him help me um, pour out the coffee or stir my coffee cup and got him excited for a different morning routine. Like, so I stopped there first, right? That morning nurse. At that time, if my boobs were full, I would definitely, put a hands-free pump on while we were making morning coffee and then, allow him to drink that later, or start storing it for backup. And then, so I started there. We cut out that morning milky. Next, we worked on the nap time, right? And so then I started cutting the nap time nursing sessions. This one was a little bit harder. Um, I did do a couple different alternative things, like during nap time, maybe went for a drive. Or one of the most helpful things I got from one of my aunts was to do afternoon bath time and allow them to take like a warm bath. If I didn't have time to do like a full-on bath or anything like that, I would literally just get like a warm washcloth. We would do a wipe down with some lavender soap and put on some lavender lotion and got ready for nap time, like it was Mimi time, like it was at night. I definitely highly recommend, if you do not have like a nighttime routine, to start one and get them used to what the expectations are for sleepy time. And so at night, they knew that they were going to take a bath and then put their lavender lotion and then get ready for bed. So I would try and emulate that during the day as well. I would make sure I gave them whatever their comfort was, a snuggle, a teddy bear, a blankie, having their special cuppy. I let them pick their special cuppy if they needed a cup of milk. I would sing them a song, like, so they knew that that was like a mental trigger that sleepy time was coming, right? And to walk around and do the pat pats. Guys, this is going to take a little bit of practice and you're going to have to find what works for you. These are just suggestions. So please, um, if you like take this as like a partial advice, please do some experimenting to see what works for you and baby, right? And guys, there should not be any like set expectations as to how long you should be breastfeeding and when you should be cutting them off. Like, do what works for you and your family. Everybody's different and your child is different, and you are going to know, like, utilize your mama instincts to know like what your baby needs from you. What works for you guys. Okay. Please don't hold what other people are doing to like what you need to be doing, or if outside sources are saying like, oh, you need to be stopping by a year or stopping at certain months, or oh, they're already that age, they shouldn't be doing that. No, like, screw what everybody else says, screw what everybody else thinks, and like own what works for you and your kids. Like, you know what's best. And if you need to cut off early because you feel like your mental state and physical state just can't take it anymore, then that's fine. Like, it's better for you to be in a good spot mentally and physically and be able to provide and take care of your babies than to like sit there and suffer and then you be miserable and then that downward spiral ends to unravel on everybody else. Like, that's not healthy. It's really not healthy. So please utilize like your own intuition and do what works for you guys. Okay, so let's jump into another another phase, right? That those nighttime feedings. And during the day, right? So we talked about nap time. What I used to tell my son is that he could only have booby when the moon was up. And when the sun was up, we couldn't do booby time, right? So I set that boundary with him. And I literally just kept saying it over and over again. Okay, when we can have booby when the moon's up, you know? And so he knew that that was like his process of elimination, right? We stopped in the morning, then slowly stopped in the afternoon, and then he knew that only nighttime feedings were acceptable for him to go sleepy, right? And then he used to wake up quite a bit and want to do like middle of the night nursing sessions, and I would just slowly like make that shorter and shorter and just say like, nope, when you wake up, we can drink water. You can have a sip of water, right? And just like continuously repeat myself. Well, you can just have some water. And for a long time, he did throw fits, guys. I'm not gonna lie, and it was hard. But you just have to be consistent and like stick to it, and just be understanding. And like, if there's nights where he's completely like hysterical, like we don't want to cause them mental stress either. So if you have to give in on certain nights, like if whether they're sick or not feeling good or just had a bad day, like again, use your discernment. Use your discernment. But um, those things like get shorter and shorter. And then on his own, he just stopped asking for it. Like he would stop waking up in the middle of the night and asking for boob. And so that got shorter and shorter. And then now, when it's sleepy time, we still do his bath routine. And I just sit next to him. I rub his back and pat his back. And he ends up falling asleep on his own now. And so I'm telling you this to give you some hope because it does help. You just have to like, make one decision at a time and then start tweaking and adjusting over time. And then they learn, they naturally learn. And you just have to tell them and like walk them through that. They're highly intelligent beings. And I feel like we don't give our children enough credit for like being able to make their own decisions. And like when they're ready, they will be ready. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to put that out because I don't think we're coached enough. Like in motherhood, nobody like warns us or tells us like all these things. And we have like these random doctor experts putting these strict expectations on us, right? And that's not what motherhood's about. That's not what being a human's about. And literally, it is going to be a dance. I like to tell everybody this, whether you're a mama or I'm like coaching you in other life areas, right? Hi, I'm Anne Marie, I'm coach. But I tell them that you don't have to uphold society expectations. Like you do have to use your discernment. You do have to go through this dance, right? And you're going to have to find a flow of being the leader and the follower. Right? Like in dance, right? That's what it's referred to, the leader and the follower. But you also have to find like this softness and this sternness within you and really make it your own and find your flow and just be in it and like be immersed in it, right? And it's good to feel like you're in a flow instead of having to force things to make things happen. And you shouldn't always have to face such resistance when you're going through life, right? If you gradually teach your children that expectations slowly start changing as they get older. It's like when you're going to bedtime, like telling them a story about what's coming for them. What is the new expectations as they're getting older, right? Same thing, like if we jump to like potty training, I would always like tell my boys, hey, like you're getting to be a big boy now. You're growing up. These are going to be the expectations now. I'm so proud of you for the things that you're doing now. And this is what's coming. And we're going to get ready for this together. And we're in it together. Right. And so, same thing with breastfeeding. Like, hey, you're starting to get bigger. And I used to tell my little, like, baby mama milkies for tiny babies, but you're a big boy now and you're getting muscles and you're getting stronger and you're strong like a Spider-Man, right? Because my little loves Spider-Man. You're strong like Spider-Man, and Spider-Man doesn't drink mama milky no more. No, he eats his big boy papa and he gets his muscles and then he can swing and jump. So you have to speak their language and get them excited for what's coming up and walk them through that process and just let them know that you are there by their side no matter what. And you guys are going to make it to the other side together. Right. And we can talk to our littles as if they were older, right? We can't just continue to do like this baby talk. I've always talked to my boys like they're intelligent beings and they act like it, they own it. So just want to give you that encouragement too, mama. Like you have to do what works for you, okay? All right, guys. So I hope that this has helped your weaning process, right? Helping you transition through that. If your babies are a little bit older, we did talk about, the ones who are under a year, making sure you're supplementing properly. But if they're older, going back to that, walking them through what's the next step. Okay. And I hope you caught that. I didn't say it formally, but if you were following along for your older children, it's just process of elimination and walking them through what's happening and just letting them know that you are still by their side. You're their number one. They can always come to you. You're still supporting them. You still love them. And you guys are going to make it through to the other side together. If you are still having some challenges, mamas, and you need some support, you need somebody to talk to, and you just need somebody to sympathize with you, right? We not only need a community to raise our children, right? It takes a village, but we also need a community to raise ourselves. So I want to take this time to invite you to our Mama Bears Everywhere community. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here on the podcast, wherever you're listening. In our Mama Bears Facebook community, you can find our Mama Bears Everywhere Facebook group. This is going to be a more intimate forum where you can come ask more intimate questions, submit things anonymously, and find women who are going through the same things as you are. That group was intended for you to find long-lasting friendships and find other mama bears that are just like you, and that need support and just need a sister to lean on. So I welcome you with open arms, and I will go ahead and leave all of those links in the show notes and in the description below. I hope you found this episode valuable and helpful. Let us know in the comments if you have already gone through this season and what you found most helpful, so you can leave a little nugget for the next Mama Bear. And if you are facing other challenges that we have not addressed here, please leave them in the comments as well so we can help you in depth and to help you on your mama journey wherever you are, and just to help you and help guide you through to the next phase. With lots of love and light, I am just sending you lots of warm mama bear hugs to get you through this season, because I know it's not an easy one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. and we will catch you on the next episode.
There's a reason for the season, right? And not all seasons are the same.